When people think of technology and innovation, they think of countries that are richer, countries that are more developed, like America, where you went, Japan, all of these other countries. And through the work that you've done, you obviously believe that innovation and technology can thrive in Lesotho. Can you tell us why?
First and foremost, I did make a presentation back in 2019 on AI in 2019. And people were fascinated, thought I was crazy, telling them, introducing them AI. What is AI? How is it? It's coming, guys. Get prepared. But it's not a threat, right?
There is an application process. There's presentation skills. There's proposal writing skills.
Exactly.
What skills should young people focus on, and where do they get these skills from?
This is a classroom podcast.
Hi everyone, Kalibitso Kikulo, and welcome to the first episode of the Classroom Podcast. I'm joined by young people from the school that we're filming at, Bophelong Intercontinental School, who, like me, have a hunger to learn. This podcast is brought to you by Silimela, an NGO that has done incredible work with the young people of Lesotho. So let's start. The first episode is on innovation and technology, and I'm joined by Dumo David Dotlang, one of the country's young innovators who has been doing incredible work in the field of robotics. David, how are you?
Morning, hi. Oh, it's in the afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Great.
Please introduce yourself to these young people and whoever it is that is watching this. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Okay. First and foremost, you have introduced my name, but it goes beyond that. I'm a mentor, I'm a creative artist, I'm an educator. In general, I just want to call me a creative artist because I'm in different platforms, spheres, whereby I do my work. So the huge thing I'm contributing to is a STEAM education, which robotics stems from. So
what is STEAM education? If you could break that down for us.
STEAM is the acronym. When we break it down, it's science.
Acronym.
Acronym, I would say it's maybe when you shorten something into simple letters. Then
Like the first letters of a word, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. So now, STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics combined together. This is where it stems from. Robotics is part of it. Robotics circulates inside it. So I started my journey back in 2017, whereby I was able to compete in the United States of America in Washington, D.C. Like I said, my first encounter I was overwhelmed by the experience, not robotics as such, to travel, to get on to get on a plane for the first time. That was yes. I went to Washington DC and the excitement to see the Oval Office and stuff. But it went beyond that. When I came back home, I was inspired to continue the movement of STEM education, whereby I am the co-founder of STEAMless Robotics, which is STEAM Lesotho, right? Back in 2017. So this movement is for young people from the age of 5 to infinite. So we like to invite young people as early as possible.
Yes.
To get them into this platform. So that's how my journey started back in 2017, to contribute back to the youth, for them to do things that I was not able to do at their age, right? To lead the way, right? That's where it all started.
So let's just backtrack a bit. Ha re bua ka innovation. Se re o hlalosetse moithuti a kenang dikolong tse kgolo kwana bo ditrekeng, where this kind of terminology maybe is not explained in the same way. For example, you and I in the school that we're at, we're comfortable speaking in English. Yes. So if you had to break that down, to young people with a different language background, what would you say innovation is?
Okay. Innovation and technology, let's put it that way. It stems from a long time ago. That's why we are here today. Remona Kabakala innovation and technology. If it wasn't for it, we wouldn't be here. We would be still living back there. Innovation and technology, creativity that you have as a person. It doesn't matter what you do, but if you have creativity, you want to solve something, right? Evolution. Where it stems from? Evolution is whereby I learn to be the Stone Age, whereby human beings used to live in caves, right? They used to live in caves, and then adi poor fall, right? And however, humans, as evolution happened, thought, okay, we need something habitable, we need shelter. They thought of shelter, they innovated shelter, they thought of clothes, they did that. Exactly, yes. But now we need to cook, we need to create pots, we need to create, okay, environment, we need to create a kitchen, we need to create a bedroom, we need to create a loo, whatever, all of them. That is innovation. It goes beyond that. And the man who simplifies or makes me easy to explain innovation and technology is the man who goes by the name of Leonardo da Vinci, right? He is well known for the
Mona Lisa.
The Mona Lisa, but he goes beyond that. If you can dig down Leonardo, he is an innovator. He contributed to the structural buildings, to the innovation that we see today. Most of it that we use, it was that man's contribution. So you see, on the other side, he was considered as an artist or categorized as an artist. But on the other hand, he invented some other things. He also had skills in mathematics and other stuff, right?
And in science and in physiology.
So in general, I want to say young people, when we talk about innovation and technology, they think about complex things. It's easy. It's your everyday life. Exactly.
Okay.
That's what innovation and technology is. We say it's technology because it's an enabler. It's a tool that enables to do something in an easier manner than you used to do it, right? That is what is technology and innovation. Innovation is whereby now you implement, you create something. It's either you create something new or you create something that does not exist at all, or you take other innovations that exist and put them together, right? For example, I will make an example of a telephone. We used to have telephones that are wired, but now we have a smartphone, right? A smartphone has combined a computer. You see, a computer was there, has combined calls, has combined mail. There was a mail. A mail was separate from the phone. So they brought these technologies together to make life easy. You see, that is innovation and technology. It's easy. We don't need to think hard about it. It's already in front of our eyes. What we need to do is open our eyes for us to be able to experience innovation and technology. Yes.
So what inspired you? Okay, you were inspired by your trip to America to come and maybe bring STEAM education higher mona Lesotho. So in the context of Lesotho, where do you think the major lacks are? Like who shota ing ho kae haholo holo when it comes to effectively rolling out STEAM education?
There are a lot of what I'll call them thematic areas, vulnerable areas here in Lesotho. We are still left behind in traditional education of ages ago. We still left in there, whereby that education does not prepare us for the workforce to be an entrepreneur, right? The education system that still revolves or still takes the majority is still the one that prepares you to be an employee.
And I'll take that a step further. In Lesotho currently, one of the big projects coming under this new administration is the LHDA Phase 2 project, which speaks about that there's also talks of using hydrogen to generate electricity to Lesotho. And as a former higher education lobbyist, I remember one of the things that were concerning us was that curriculums across the board do not match, do not prepare young people for the skills that are needed to push those projects through. And then what ends up happening is all of these, we don't develop these skills. We end up outsourcing them.
Yes.
So I think what you do with STEAMless education has been trying
To medicate, yes.
yes.
Exactly.
So in education in general, there is a big disparity between the education of young girls and young boys. Unlike most countries, the gender issue when it comes to education, Lesotho monana ho ruteile banana ho feta bashanyana, because of cultural barriers. Haholoholo hae kwana mona mo bashanyana ba ntse ba disa. Do you think with the work that you've been doing, you can sort of use STEAMless education to bring, we call them informal education, banabadi, indigenous schools and things like that, to bring those people who are left behind on board? Do you think there is space in STEAM education, in innovation and technology, to bring those people on board?
Yes, those people are very talented and creative. They contribute to innovation in our country. Their practices, the way they do things, they are so well behaved and but who live in urban areas. We have had a program last year, the chance to have a program last year to go to one of the to talk to those people. And I would like to say this in simple words. We were there to educate them on STEM education, trying to mitigate. So the challenge there was for them to see how they can work together. On a Reza project, they become bridges for the future, whereby we give them material to say, can you build a strong bridge that can be durable or the floods in your community. So it was a challenge. So those people excelled very well and did awesome structures. They enjoyed. So that says, now we need to introduce more programs like that. For example, now with UNDP, we have programs that are underway to run between us and UNDP, targeting those areas that are left behind, marginalized communities of boys, and not only boys and girls, but we want to get within and try to balance the way of living and say now we need to advance here and there.
Yes.
And you see a lot of their practices. They are so innovative. Those people. I would like to make an example with one thing. They mostly do what they do is to conserve what we call bone. They know when it's time when someone. So that is science, that is innovation. There are a lot of things that they do.
And it's sustainable as well.
Exactly.
Sustainable.
It does not harm our ecosystem.
Yes.
Those people are very innovative, and when it comes to this our lives today, we need to involve them a lot. That's what we are doing. Yes. So you talked of how are we going to mitigate education and STEM education? Into the classrooms. These topics are discussed and how your career path here at school, what you do aligns with maybe what you will do in the future. That's what we do. For example, it means they get to build robots depending. We pick out a certain problem. I would like to make an example of this one. This year's film was called Disaster Response. It was all about how do we respond to emergency.
Because an international emergency like the COVID pandemic.
Exactly.
There are many gaps in the system. Ke hopola hore motseng wa Hamakebe ha dikolo di kwetswe ne di kwetswe like di kwetswe. Other schools like Maseru Private Academy, those children have the option to work from home, online, to use technology to continue their studies. Impa haye kwanana haona di mechanism tseno. Yes, and then it also shows when you work with those children during that time there are different learning capacities. For instance, schools tsa hae kwana are not always capacitated enough kapo to know, for instance, when they're dealing with a child who has dyslexia.
Exactly.
Or a child who has, other like other neurodivergent, a neurodivergent child. They don't always know how to deal with those things.
Those things.
So I've always believed that STEAM education can empower children to not only learn but also to express their curiosity.
Exactly.
And would you like to comment on that?
Exactly.
On the disparities, how se bua ka bo inclusivity, blind children who are blind,
children, yes.
The hearing impaired, the children who have specific needs,
special needs,
special
exactly.
needs, yes.
So every institution has its foundation or mission or vision. So we stem from what we call core values, our backbone, right? We have 6 core values. So I'm going to, in a short period of time, to try to mitigate or explain what we have just said. First core value is discovery. Number 2 is innovation, right? Number 3 is impact. Number 4 is teamwork, right? Number 5 is inclusion. Number 6 is fun. But I'm going to pick this one of inclusion here. We find that kids have different behaviors, have different forms in terms of their upbringing. It can be
we are
yes.
a product of different environments as well.
Yes, exactly. So you find out that when dealing with these kids, it's either they are disabled, they have different with things, I guess. So you find that this environment of us, it's not a classroom setting. The way we deal with them, we allow them, the way we bring up a topic or a certain way of learning in our platform, it's very diverse to say everyone feels included to contribute, to say here's my idea, here's what I can implement, right? You'll find out that these people are brilliant. It's just that they are not given space. In a traditional classroom, you find that mostly school so some people feel less to contribute. Like we open a space to say you are not wrong. Give us the answer. Your answer is not wrong. You have contributed. If you contribute, it makes a difference. It opens our minds. I'm telling you guys today, you should be able to contribute in the classroom. It doesn't matter what. Contribute. If you don't contribute, you'll die with that. Whatever you have, you will never contribute again. If you contribute, it makes it easier for us to say, okay, here's what she has said, and what can we do? And then teamwork. It means now we contribute and then take these options or ideas that we have brought to the table and now brainstorm them. That's where innovation and creativity and technology now stems from. It needs us to rekopanele. It says, here's a quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Because if you go fast, you're going to get tired soon. Let's make sure we share. That is one of the ways that will allow you to grow. Accept when you are wrong. But as we open an environment where we are saying, okay, here are our ideas, and then how are we going to bring this idea together to make one solution or one innovation. That is one of the things that Batoban Badulang in the marginalized communities have. They contribute. They're always in groups. But us here, we want individuality, we want glory for ourselves. That is one of the things that the traditional education has been doing, to say, okay, the highest student with marks is the one who is brilliant and that. But here in my...
in other words, what you're saying is traditional education does not nurture the curiosity that is necessary for a young person. To be innovative.
To be able to have a life experience or be able to adapt to change. For example, you'll find out that, I was going to make this example whereby when you are in a classroom with kids, now we say this kid is brilliant, but when they come to robotics, that one who gets top marks, most of the time they struggle. They struggle. Why? Why do they struggle? It's because they're not divisive, most of them. They follow certain pattern. But in life, you must be divisive, adapt to different changes, because different problems need different solutions to solve, for you to solve.
We need to be flexible in our
You have made
thinking.
an example of a pandemic that we just had, that showed the weakness that we still have, I guess. It goes beyond that. We have natural disasters, we have some people need medical attention, I guess.
Yes.
Our theme was addressing that issue, whereby in that case scenario, we're saying people in certain areas, refugee areas, were hit by earthquake. So now these people need to be evacuated. Others need to be taken to the hospital, and others need to be taken to the evacuation area. So let's deploy our robots in there. Our theme was on that. How do we medicate and include what we call SDGs? How do we medicate SDGs like quality education, I guess, and others in that scenario, in that case scenario?
For the young people in the room, SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Do you want to just explain them briefly to these young people?
Yes.
SDG.
SDGs plays an important role because Lesotho is part of what we call United Nations, right? United Nations came up with Sustainable Development Goals, I guess. For us, we saw that people were fighting. We had wars, I guess. We saw that people were not eco-friendly. Certain areas like education, water and sanitation, peace. So SDGs brought us together. SDGs brought us together to say we can live in a better manner. We can eradicate things like poverty, right? We can...
Basically, it's a plan for the Nahatse to include certain aspects when they draw the national plans for the progresses of their country. Into human rights as well. Innovation. For example, yona LHDA yona there's human rights issues involved in that, in the sense that some people have to be relocated, some people will lose their land. Yes, and they will have to be they will have to be paid, they will have to be compensated. For those losses. They are compensated, they are protected.
Exactly.
So those are some of the things that the SDGs address.
Covers.
So now I've known you personally for a long time now, and one thing I know about you is like you make almost anything. You are building a structure. We like the material and build things. So what was your first innovation? What was the first project that you made, and what did you learn from it?
My first project was very complex. It was but that's where I started. I was very crazy at that time. I'm still crazy. So my first project was I thought of distraction. I saw back then that we are heading towards industrial revolution, which is more about robotics, AI and stuff. So I said there's a new distraction here that is causing a lot of chaos, which is connectivity to your phone. Always, every time you're on your phone is a distraction, meaning from 1 to 2, sometimes we end up on the phone. So let that time prioritize we were developing a project called airplane mode. Wi-Fi, whereby we settle on a konza so phone how it's automatically to flight mode. If you get in a certain area, we say this area is restricted for usage of connectivity. It switches it off. How would they ring in? Because most of the things we saw were accidents, were lack of productivity. It can be
and also cell phone addiction is an actual real psychological problem.
So our project has been on that, which has taken enormous resources from us in a service on a small scale, but we still need to implement it to work on a big scale, right? So that was my first project.
So on the aspect of entrepreneurship pertaining to that project, coordination, logistics. What did you learn from it? Like, we're in a room with young people. Maybe one of them seeks to innovate in the same way, or come up with the same type of project. What is it that you learned from something like that? What were the challenges? What were the losses? What were the wins?
Some of the challenges when you are enthusiastic, you have this energy to develop something. The first thing you have to have a entrepreneurship mindset to say, I'm building this, and how am I going to coordinate it through? You have to consider things like IP. IP is just security, right? It's the rise that gets you to secure and protect the patterns of your innovation or whatever you have done, right?
IP, intellectual property.
Exactly.
Intellectual property, boys and girls, refers to ntho we qapileng ke ya hao. We qapile with your intellect. It belongs to you. So that's what intellectual property means. Anything that you create is yours. It is your intellectual property. Yes.
So that is the first step. So don't overshare.
Ska bo so qoqela motho mo le mong hore yo ke na le idea e itseng.
You don't have to overshare because some people are going to steal your innovation, right? Again, if you have a very cool innovation, have an advisor or a mentor so that you can negotiate better, get advices from. Because but when I get to school, back then, he developed pills. I saw plan ladies and pills, very great pills. He was a student, and someone said, I go for 50,000 again. Give me everything about these pills. So because of temptation to say 50,000, a kid can go, 50,000
How to see boholo ba intellectual property? O sa bona tšhelete mohlomong o sana na desperation o hloka ho patala dintho tse itseng.
So then how na le a mentor o tla wele liswa ntse ka reng okay project ya hawe fa bokae re project we fa bokae o product we fa bokae re chebile ntho bitswang the market size or gona batho ba batlang ntho ne ke ba bakae, then we give that a value so mohlala to fumana these things have maybe 60 billion that market size. You realize okay, if this thing we have 60 billion, 50,000 is just a fraction, 0.0003. So it's nothing, right? So those are things to consider have.
So basically what you're saying, you understand the value of your innovation. Okay.
That's very important, and don't overshare. Even if you have to present your project somewhere, present to on front end or details.
What's front end? If you have to explain it to us.
Front end is what you get access to. Here's the phone, and you are just being able to go to an app, from one app to another. You don't know what's happening in the background. When someone makes a phone or any brand advertise their phone, they don't tell you app they just show you this app is very good. The camera is 50 pixels. It can zoom. It can do that. Features. Exactly. But you don't know what's behind that.
Yes.
Exactly. That's how you can safely tell us, present us your project. And guys, when you have an innovation, stop telling us about technical stuff. People don't understand the interest. They want to know how can it make their lives better. That is the major thing that we have to bring forth when we are talking about our project or any innovation of ours.
Okay. So, when people think of technology and innovation, they think of countries that are richer, countries that are more developed, like America, where you went, Japan, all of these other countries. And through the work that you've done, you obviously believe that innovation and technology can thrive in Lesotho. Can you tell us why?
Okay. Yes, I believe so, that Lesotho has something to offer to the global market or to the world, right? It has a lot, because one, right now, Africa, I would like to start there. The whole of Africa contributes to about 70% of youth over the world. I guess 70%. What does that mean? It means that the whole of Africa has the youngest people in the world. And that means that if we have that majority, we have certain impact to bring to the world in terms of innovation, technology, these different all these different things that we can contribute to. Number two is that Lesotho itself has shown anonymous potentiality to the world, right? Contribution that we do, right? It's just that Basotho have a lot of skills, whatever they have, but now they are not yet introduced to the global summits and all this stuff. I think they are afraid, but we are still channeling them through there. Now, as a testimony, back in 2018, we went to Mexico. Then 2019, we were in South Africa, whereby South Africa was hosting what we call ARC, which is African Robotics Challenge, whereby we came position number 1. Right, so that paved us a way to go to Dubai in 2019. The same year, we went to Dubai. We performed among more than 200 countries. 200 countries there. We won the engineering award for the best robot design, right? And then we won the teamwork award, meaning we came with 2 awards. So that first award is still at the office. It's the Burj Khalifa building. If you know the Burj Khalifa, is that. So it's one of the awards that's still there, prominent awards. So after that performance, then we were hit by COVID back in 2020. So, but in that season or year, we qualified for what we call First Robotics Challenge, which is the biggest competition in the world, which is, we call it the game of minds. It's not easy. We built industrial robots there that can carry you. I have that robots there. So we went in that competition. In our first year, we won what we call the Home Challenge Award, but we were world champions competition. So I just want to tell you that impact. Then we continuously went on competing, contributing, I guess. So I just want to say, now, one of the students or people who competed during that period are in different universities now, South Africa, abroad, doing courses that are related to what they actually want to pursue. Meaning, that is, we are building to say they are coming here to Lesotho back to contribute, I guess. So we have anonymous potential. It's just that now we are trying to bring all these investors, because if you are an innovator, you need a lab, I guess. You need a lab to develop your things, I guess. Things like UNDP has opened what we call Uniport. Young people can go there with their innovation, I guess. Take them through the steps and innovate your whatever you want to innovate. Where is that? Uniport is in Fokoti. It's located at Fokoti.
Open to
everyone. But they have to schedule what we call booking, how they are going to. They will be guided through how to develop their product there from start to finish. I guess. With for free. Got resources free, right? So it can be in any career, I guess. It can be in music, it can be videography, it can be in circuit building, any innovation you want to build, I guess. Any innovation, anything, guys, anything. So that says we are prepared to change Lesotho through young people, through our innovations, I guess. Yes, so that is one of the things I'm proud of, to say now we are in the right direction. And as we are continuing to build these children. As of now, as breaker, one of our kids are going to the what we call the youth summit, but we'll be with them, the AI for Good Youth Summit in Switzerland. They will be there to network, to connect, see how things are done international, so that it can bring this value back here in Lesotho. Because one of the things that give us inspiration is when you travel. Guys, traveling is the most important thing in your life. If you are stuck where you are, please start traveling. It doesn't mean you can Go to their places within Lesotho here that you can travel to.
And also by being active, an active young person, you would you can travel. I remember in school, I used to debate a lot. I used to literature and things like that. That's what got me to travel. Maybe in the areas of science, in the areas of fashion. So I think it's also just a call for young people to pursue your interests, because those are the things that will help you to travel. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying.
The one challenge also is the limited resources. A lot of young people they can innovate on this level, and I know you always did not have the resources to do everything that you've done. So how would you advise a young person who doesn't have access to resources? Yes, there's a lab there for Gotimonunu, but obviously those resources are not spread around the country. There are places that have no resources at all. So how would you advise, like, also to the people who will watch this episode, the young people who watch this episode,
there's what you call MVP, right? MVP is the minimum viable product of your innovation. Anything you want to do, that minimum viable product, it can be more it's just an imaginary project, right? You should start there if you want to develop something, right? Then number 2, after developing that, know your project. Ubohayala project dema. I get is for who, how are you building it? I get those are one of the important aspects. After we doing that, you can go to your nearest people. It can be teachers, it can be businessmen around you. But we a project in, right? Tell them about this thing that we do. Make it very simple for them to understand.
But when we tell them about this, we must remember your advice. Yeah, there's information that we must keep to ourselves to protect our intellectual property rights. Okay. Yes.
You must do that. It's not going to be easy, guys, at all. It's not going to be easy. Most of them are going to think you're crazy, right? They are going to think you are the most craziest person on earth. Even your friends are going to laugh at you, right? But you have to pursue it because it's a dream, right? Right now, I'm going to share with you a lot. You guys are privileged, graduates. You are very privileged. Very, very privileged. You have smartphones here in front of you. I'm looking at you.
We didn't have that.
There is a website it's called Opportunities for Young People, as young as you. You remember when we started the program, we asked how old are you? All of you fit inside these programs. Those programs, project. You present, you write it, you file form. You just go to the link, form how it's a video, record a video. It doesn't matter the quality of the video. You just record the video, then you send your proposal to them. There are so many, there are hundreds of them. You can send them. What do you do? You're on Facebook, you're here, you're on social media. You can prioritize that time by saver, then why
they're on the TikTok,
doing
the dances.
So I can tell you 70% I've been applying. Even today I'm still applying. I'm having interviews. So this year I'm counting my kids for fun this year. 5 right? You see? Exactly. You have to be out there. I will share this program with you so that you are able to be productive. People around your community might not support you, but there's someone out there, because there are these platforms that will allow you to access the resources. There are resources out there, but it's hard for you to get them, right? But if we hear your story, we hear your innovation, out there, organizations, institutions are ready to sponsor you, right? To come to you. And your advantage is that Lesotho is one of the countries that don't participate on international stage a lot, right? Every time I go out or I get an interview, on this week I had an interview on Is it on Wednesday? I was interviewed by people from Switzerland. There's a program called World Trade Organization. By the way, I have to qualify to go there. So they had an interview with me. They were amazed by, why is this country? After I made a presentation to them, I had an interview with them. They were like, really? How? We didn't know, right? You see, you need to present your country, guys. You have energy, everything. You just need to put yourself out there. There are platforms that you'll apply for and hook you up with them.
And these platforms will be made accessible to the young people.
To you guys, because they are, and right now, there is, how do you call STEAM and sebabazo. Yamuela banaba limodi kapokuka 15.
It's from 15, yeah.
15. I believe 15 years. Go and apply for sebabazo. You can just go and platform for sebabazo and STEAM for UNDP and Ministry of Youth. I guess apply for those programs, right? You get a chance to go on a national, international stage. One of those programs last year took me to Rwanda at Youth Connect Summit, right? I'm an entrepreneur also, so it took me there. So I'm trying to show you that the only person who is limiting you is you. No one is in front of you. It's you, guys. And me, I come from a family. I was, by the way, from my family, I was the first person to graduate from university. So I'm proud of that. I've been the first person to ride the plane numerous times because this was about me. If I didn't do that, I didn't get out there, I couldn't be here sitting here and then talking to you, because your parents are just there to guide you. People around you are just there to guide you, not to tell you what to do, right? Yes.
So what technology skills should students in Lesotho focus on learning to secure these better opportunities? Because there is an application process. There's presentation skills. There's proposal writing skills.
Exactly.
What skills should young people focus on, and where do they get these skills from?
Thank you for that question, because here we're talking about people who are already exposed to social media, internet themselves. They're right there, those platforms, and they are free resources. One of the things you need to have is to be able to talk in front of people. Guys, you have to have public speaking skills, right? I will start with that one because it's the most important thing. Why? The moment you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. 3 seconds or 5 seconds of any presentation you are making. I get. Most of kids, when they love to like be comfortable, look at the person you're presenting to, emphasize your points, right? Most of you like don't do all those facial expressions, right? So what you need to do is acquire public speaking skills. How do you do that? You can go on, I call TED Talk program. TED is TED. For 5 years, those who make impactful presentations, right? You can practice that through TED Talk. TED Talk, right, is open platform. You can get it anywhere. It can be on social media platform, is there, right? Number 2 is writing, right? Proposal writing. I know but proposal writing is very important to be able to emphasize your idea to us. One of the most important things in proposal writing is knowing your project. What is your project? What is it? The title of it. How is it going to work? Where? If you can answer these few questions, I'm telling you, you can write the whole proposal thing. You see, those are most important things for you guys to do. Number 3, one of them is knowing how to navigate through this program, being user friendly. Like they're user friendly, I know, but it's being able to know what information you are needed. Where are you going to get this information? Most of it will have all about one. Because you are minors, like their IDs, I get to confirm or you live there. Things like that. Things like that, you can approach your parents for you to help. It's not a journey that you can do it yourself, right? And then you have to engage your parents also in this journey. But you say, I'm doing this and this and this and this, right? Then how can you help me? This thing. Number 2, find a mentor. Yeah, teachers, you are privileged here. Tell your teacher, I'm doing this and this. se ke tlile mona se ka tla ho yena ka idea ha ke batla ho etsa ntho e itseng, write down e tla ho yena a o thuse hore na o tlatse ntho eno jwang, then we submit, you see, then you are done. It can be your brothers and sisters who are in university, they are all around you. Use these free resources around you.
Are these free resources also available in terms of learners and young people who live in rural, remote areas?
Okay.
Bo Masiru, bo
Kantlo
Kuting,
Masiru,
bo Kuting,
yes.
bo Mokgotlong.
So I said earlier, there's a program with UNDP with us. It has certain institutions. We go to those areas, right, to we take forms because they are not accessible to internet and smartphones and technologies. We go to them and help them how to do this process and give them forms. Right? That is the process that UNDP is doing right now. Mohlala program ya STEAM is making sure that it's engaging us, people like us, to go to such areas. There's no technology. All the districts. And this year they are aiming to even reach even more, right? Even more. All the 10 districts, to make sure that the areas that are marginalized, we make sure that we reach them. And then people with innovations, things that they want to implement, they apply for. We make sure that we include them too.
So recently we spoke about this. There was a robotics competition. At now National University of Lesotho. To come and participate in that. I heard from some of the volunteers that one of the schools, I think it's a private school, their robot, they didn't even build it. Like a company that sponsored them gave them the robot, and they used this robot and actually got some kind of success in the competition. One, is this true? And two, do you think it's part of the problem of inclusivity, in the sense that most of these projects do not penetrate vulnerable areas? They actually empower schools that are already capacitated to move forward.
Okay, thank you. The program that we hosted is under what we call International Telecommunication Union, which is ITU, is the agency of UN. It's monitoring things like LCA for telecommunications, platforms like that, Econet, telecoms, and others, right? So it brought this what we call AI for good, because it's all about emphasizing the existence or the impact of AI. So they gave us the platform to host the AI for Good. It's called AI for Good Youth Challenge Lesotho, right? So AI for Good Youth Challenge, the outcome of it, because it was in a color, 50 kaofela tsene di applied, but they lacked resources, but they were not able to attend the competition, most of them, right? Yes, so it was the first experience, first ever. Number two is the procedure of the competition, how it goes, right? So what happens, most of robotics, or most of schools get their robotic kits, right? These robotic kits are parts.
No, okay.
They are usable parts. Let me start there. These usable parts, you can build anything that of your own design, but using the similar parts.
So how wanna go like you gave them basically similar tools. So they had to come up with their own structure.
Design, yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes, they make something new, but with the materials that they were given. Yes, that they outsourced, by the way. So that is the thing. And when it comes to judging the competition, robotics competition are not just as if you are in a classroom, right? There are different mechanisms that are used. One of them is, like I said, we have what we call competition. Is competing while we help others, right? During the competition, the teams that are left behind, they are still being helped to build their robot, make sure that anything that is, they can fix it after they come, not in the field actually, but at their sitting table to see when they are doing well, right? Number two is the the competition itself, robots score points as they do missions that are required, right? For example, our theme is rapid response. So we had elements of red and green symbolizing injured people and people who need to be evacuated. Red elements needed to be taken to the hospital and the green one to the evacuation area. So robots score points as they transport these pieces to their different areas. So that is the first phase of the competition, whereby they get points. So meaning that those points account in the competition. Number two, it's the other judging, the judging method, whereby they have an innovation at their table or a presentation. They do a presentation. Number three, it's what they are test to what we call core values, 6 core values. They are evaluated by the volunteers at that time in their roles to see did these people practice this is core values. I get all of them, right? At the end of the day, there are awards on core values. There are awards on teams that had the most scores in their different manners. That's how it's handled in different manner. But there were challenges like, when you start something, you get Mushala sponsors who said will come through, but they don't come through at the end of the day because they don't analyze the concept at first. But I would say this first one was a challenge, and you brought it up because right now the competition is going to happen again next year. But we believe that now, like you said, we'll be able to reach even
remote areas
and then get them sponsors to get certain robotic kits so that they can get into the competition. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. This is one of the last questions. I think we've had a productive conversation. I'm learning a lot. I think the young people in this room have learned a lot. Do you think that we, not just the young people, do you think that as the society, ya Lesotho specifically, do we have an understanding of the concept? You spoke about it, artificial intelligence, AI. We're all familiar with ChatGPT. They're using it to do their schoolwork for them now. There's also DeepSeek.
There's so many of them.
There's so many. But do you think we have an understanding of the concept of artificial intelligence? Because one of the major concerns is that ChatGPT will be replacing actual innovation. For instance, in the creative industry, I'm sure you've heard this argument a lot.
Exactly.
AI is going to write songs. AI is going to make paintings. AI it's a long script. It's a movie. And that whole argument, that's not what AI should be doing. What can you say about that? What do you think? Do we understand AI? Where do you stand on that whole discussion?
First and foremost, I did make a presentation back in 2019 on AI in 2019. And people were fascinated, thought I was crazy, telling them, introducing them AI. What is AI? How is it? It's coming, guys. Get prepared. But it's not a threat, right? So our communities, we as people hate to adapt, right? We will have to adapt. Number one, adaptation, we'll do it. One, why will we adapt? Like I said there were different stages of evolution of how we came to advance in technologies and the ways of living. I said people there were at the Stone Age era used to live in caves, right? Used to hunt animals for survival, right? In caves, a cave is not very habitable, guys, because it does not have windows. So that was crazy. But the animal skill. Then we have steel age, we had industrial age, the machine age, guys. When World War I and World II happened, is when people like Henry Ford, he's the innovator, he's one of the fathers of the innovators of who made a car, Ford, that we know today. But he's one of the people who started making cars at that time, that era. Then now came the era of engineering, of architecture. We saw huge buildings, empire buildings in states, big buildings, and until this age we are in today. I get. So you see how evolution has happened. It means us as people too, we need to adapt to that change. But what I would like to say, AI is not a threat, right? it's an enabler. It's a tool that helps you. Most of you use ChatGPT, and now I don't use ChatGPT. I use what we call Cork. I love Cork, guys, so much. It's a personal thing. I use AI. But one of the things that you approach AI with is not for AI to answer something. AI doesn't know anything, guys. It's an enabler. It's a tool. It's like a teacher. If you teach it something, then you prompt it. Okay, I give you this information. Then that's how you use AI. You should learn prompting. But if you still use AI, you are still killing yourself, because AI is answering you based on the information that someone asked it on. If you want to ask AI, you give it the whole research that you have. Then you analyze the research inside
So
the
basically,
AI.
we still have to do our part.
Your work, exactly.
We still have to do our jobs as creative people, as researchers, as learners.
Yes, I want to come to that one of the creative industry. I have seen things that AI created. AI is still learning. It's creating. I see the throwing sentle, guys. Who want it? And again, you will see the difference between an AI generated. I'm a designer, by the way. I'm a creative artist. I mean, in different spaces. So I'm able to make a difference between a video that was created by an AI and maybe a drawing that was created by an AI. AI is not here to take anything. It's here to enable you, to enable to do something. If you write a song, then you incorporate an AI. It's going to help you produce that song faster.
You can tell.
Exactly.
You can tell. And I remember I was reviewing a document that a young person wrote. I can smell AI from a mile off, because you prompting, if we just explain the concept of the prompt, especially because young people like to use these chat GPTs and things for their projects. So it's like this and this and this and this and this
exactly.
and this and this.
That's wrong.
That is wrong. Like he's saying, you still have to do your job.
A lot.
You still have to go and research yourself. Like for instance, a non-writer cannot tell AI how to write a poem.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. There is still the human aspect. There is still the human skill involved.
We can be given an assignment to do, given one question, and because of the skills, it's like to prompt AI. Again, AI has different tools, guys. Thousands of them. People are just putting hook up with chat. There are so many tools that I would say on entrepreneurship, on innovation, there are so many of them to help us. For example, in programming, because I know programming, most of the time, I sometimes code, I go on chat, but I prompt it, give it a scenario. But if we're now meaning you still need to know. But I'm saying it's an enabler, it's a tool that makes the work easier for us. And our communities also do more. They are by AI. But it's one of the things that is going to contribute in this era. We need to start adapting it. And one of the biggest challenges that we are facing today is making sure that AI is adaptable, guys. Like I said, I had an interview last week that was 45 minutes, and we were talking about trade and AI. So it's a World Trade Organization that talks about trade forums and stuff. So and then they were asking me questions on that. So I was emphasizing them the importance of AI in today's era, or technology itself. Or trading has become easy because I can buy stock here, I can do anything here, I can trade. Trading has different options. I can buy. E-commerce is being able to buy things from abroad. I do that too. Now most of the things that I use, I buy them from Amazon or internationally, because I am able to navigate through what we call e-commerce. I get through technology, things can arrive here. You see, it's an enabler. So things are becoming easier. You have to adopt. E-commerce, one schema. You see, that mentality, that taboo, I will say, of us as black people, or not black people as such, but I would say our communities have the belief and trust not that technology let's have a different perspective. a positive one that says AI and all these technologies are here to contribute to the betterment of our lives, because we still lack what we call productivity. So in order to increase productivity, we have to have tools, and that will help us to do our work better.
Without compromising our general well-being.
Exactly, without compromising. So that's the general overview. So here now, I would like to say, you young people, practice. I've given you core values. Be impactful. I want you to today to start saying you're a young change maker, right? You contribute to the global impact. Anything that you do, any practice that you do, know that it contributes to the global impact. Anything. So anything that you do from today, know that take yourself as a young global leader. Yourself in your community, wherever you are, that will help you grow whatever career you want to pursue, right? You can achieve your dreams, right? You'll be able to do that. So be a young change maker, because one of the founders of what we call the robotics organizations in the world is called FIRST. But FIRST stands for inspiration and recognition of the science and technology. That man is Dean Kamen, right? He started this organization of FIRST back in 1989, right? That's a long time ago. So they started doing robotics at that point, but he's an innovator. He made different electrical wheelchairs and other innovations, and a water purifier. He was the first person to build a water purifier. So he thought, okay, I'm able to do this, but how can I help other young people to be able to be in an environment they can build innovations, right? Know that when you are in FIRST Robotics or this platform that we are in, if you are a student, you are able to connect with sponsors. At some point, you might be able to get a scholarship to do whatever you want to do and then practice it at that particular industry. It can be for SpaceX and others that sponsor these big competitions, right? Just being in there helps you to build your career, right? It's very important.
Oh, wow. What an impactful session. I'm just soaking in the information, like so much was shared with me as well. And also I think in preparing for this as well, I've also been learning quite a lot, and I believe that these young people are learning quite a lot. Okay, so next we're gonna have a student engagement session. 1 or 2 students, they're gonna talk to us, comment, answer some questions so that we catch the vibe and just see if we're all on the same page. So yeah, let's get it started. So I want one person to tell me, like, what is the app that you use the most on your phone and why? Just one person. Don't be scared, guys.
Anyone?
The gentleman right behind you.
The thing that I mostly use on my phone is ChatGPT, and I normally use it for my researches, either school related or just random.
What's the most random thing you've searched? I searched if there's like, the last thing I searched on ChatGPT that was random was like, is there any fish in the world that has toes? I needed to know.
The most random thing I've searched is, well, one of the most is where was the last fossil of a dinosaur found?
Oh, the last dinosaur. The last dinosaur fossil. Do you have a question for Ndade David?
I did, but I forgot.
A lot has been happening. Can I get another young person? Who here has an idea for an invention? Like, do you have an innovation? Do you have something that you've created? Okay. Hi, girl. It's her birthday. Do you have an innovation or an idea for an invention? And you can just describe it small, so that we don't steal it.
My innovation is a container where I put my medication in it.
So that you don't forget. I see you. Last. If you could, last young person, if you could invent anything that will make life easier for you, what would it be? There's a gentleman over there.
I will create an electric heater for old people, because at winter some of them get sick or die. So an electric heater can help them a lot.
All right. That did, David. Yes. Closing thoughts to the young people.
Thank you. I'd like to emphasize this on research. It's very important for them to get real data, real information. I'm going to teach you today how to search for information. You just go on Google or in the browser, you search, right? You search the topic that you want to know about, right? Then as you scroll down, you see articles on that. You get in the articles. You don't go to the first definition that you see on Google. You get in there. Then you get writers about this topic that you are asking about. That's real data. That's how you get to these articles that are hidden in there. So then you can take the articles, then take them to chat or any AI to analyze them, right? Then you learn. You see, that's how it's done. Any topic that you're interested in, that's how you search for it.
For instance, if I want to learn about heaters, type it on Google. So hangata will see the AI definition on top. Then you will see the dictionary definition. Then where you just click on, then you get a quick definition. So
there are links, yes. Yeah, there is a link.
There's links
that will refer you to certain articles. Then you get more and more and more topics.
But what we must look for is articles. And then when we've researched the articles, we can download them, upload them to the AI that we're using, ChatGPT. In bite sizes. Then that's how I learn.
That's how you learn.
Wow.
That's how you learn. So you guys, I'll say, you young people have a potential today. Everything you have it in front of your eyes. It's just that you don't realize it. I want you to use your time efficiently. Use the core values. Be fun also, right?
Don't waste your data on TikToks and Facebook. That's what he's saying.
There's a lot, because if you just position yourself on something, I'm telling you, you'll never, ever, ever, ever leave it. You have all the time. You are at school here. Like school saying most of you young people by school, but you have anonymous for you to use efficiently to get into these opportunities, to participate in them as aging in alone, right? So that we have opportunities. Because like me, people today think hi, this person is entitled. But when you can look at my journey, it's me. I'm sweating every time. I'm working. I'm always working towards what I want to achieve, right? Yes. So any dream that you have, you can achieve it. So today I would like to say to you, don't be stereotype, right? Don't be very stereotype. Know that STEAM is important. STEAM is almost part of every subject that you do here at school. People like to say maths is hard. You do maths every day. You count your steps as you walk. You always count. Shapes, guys. Shapes are everywhere. Even in this house, there's 3D 2D shapes, right? It's practical. It's everywhere. It's just that you need to be able to observe it and see it. Chairs everywhere. Look at example like shape. Also shapes and everything, right? Everything is in front of your eyes. You just need to open your eyes and start realizing it, right? That would be my conclusion to you, and say I really enjoyed to have an opportunity to continue talking to you, because you are indeed the future, and you to start making impact as early as now, not tomorrow. Don't wait until you are a certain age.
Wow. It's been such a pleasure having you, David. Thank you so much for making time. And like, I'm just listening to you talk and just just grasping the expertise from myself and the team. Thank you so much for coming. Happy Kikulo. And this was the first episode of the Classroom Podcast. So look out for more. We are coming soon to a classroom near you. Goodbye.